It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
Oh dear. I think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they say just starts...
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
I hope I can help. Necromancy may be legal in Cyrodiil, but few will openly admit to practicing it now that the Mages Guild has banned it. Farewell.
May you rest in peace.
I'm too old for this shit.
Don't you understand, Steven? Somebody has to kill the babysitter.
Aim for the cat, dude. Aim for the cat. I'm trying, Evil Ted. I'm trying.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude. Dust. Wind. Dude.
Whoa, that's a cool suit. Where can I get one of those?
Patience, child. Patience.
Suppose you folks want to touch the llama, huh? That's right, huh? You want to touch this old llama? Well, you just go right ahead. You can touch that old llama all you want. You can touch that old llama all night till hell freezes over. Not me, though. No sirree, Bob. I wouldn't touch that whole thing. Llama hasn't been feeling so good. Woo! It smells funny, too. Whoa! Smells really kind of rank, you know? But you can touch it if you want. Ain't no law says you can't. Ain't that right, Mikey? Ain't there no law that says folks can't touch this smelly old llama if they want, huh, Mikey, huh? Huh?
You people bring matches for Mikey?
You shut up, Mikey! You shut up! You folks don't give no matches to Mikey, you hear me? You hear me? I don't care what Mikey say or Mikey do! Don't give him no matches! I don't care if Mikey come crawling into your window, start making that big old mess! Don't you give no matches to Mikey! Don't you give no matches! Shut up, Mikey! Shut up, Mama! Shut up out there! Don't give no matches! No matches to Mikey! Shut up, Mikey!
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith. I am, as always, your host with the most fractured filter, and with me is also my fantastic co-host, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
Do you have any matches?
I definitely don't got no matches for you.
I need all the matches.
I'm feeling that the Mikey energy, especially when it comes to Andor. Good Lord, does it need to be set on fire? Something needs to light a fire under its ass. That's for damn sure.
Have you? So you're no doubt you're caught up, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh my dear dude.
So did you melt your brain to get all caught up yourself?
Yeah, I almost didn't show up to work for 4 days. It's so bad. Like it's so bad. I think I probably screwed the pooch, and I don't blame anybody. I was motivated.
I only blame myself.
Well, and I was, motivated after, Raging and Script Trooper, stopped by the show last week, and we had talked about, trying to, get something in the works here. So I was like, I just got to do it, because if we had went the route that I wanted to take, we probably would have been done probably by January of next year. Yeah. So I got caught up. My brain was fried. It was I mean, I will say this, like the pacing wasn't terrible, but
no, like it's gotten better in places, but it still has its lulls where you're just like, oh god, this could have been trimmed out.
But here's the thing, though. I was talking to one of the guys at work.
Oh boy,
and they were like, "Oh, how you like Andor?" And I was like, "It's dog water." But I was like, I got, it was like a heated not argument, but like I got heated because
a strong conversation was happening.
I was like, this is it's so stupid because like you are like, okay, we're gonna do 12 of, like, they have no sense. Like I tweeted this like last week. I was like, they have no sense of like plot telling.
Right.
They can't come up with a story.
I remember you.
Like the plot telling is terrible. We are now on, like, we have one episode left.
Yeah.
And it's been a bunch of like, hey, how you doing, Fraction? Oh, squirrel. Like it's like
squirrel.
It's like
where?
You're trying to tell a story, but you forget. It's like it's like a comic book, man. It's like you have, most comic books are, some are 6 issues. There's some that are 8, there's some that 10, and there's some that are 12, right? So it's like you've got 12 issues to tell this story arc, right? However long you're if it's a miniseries, whatever. Let's say it's 12 issues, right? You got 12.
Yeah, in this instance, let's go with 12 since that's their.
You have 12 issues to tell this story, and it's like there's, other than like I don't know what story they're telling. I don't know what they're telling. Like, it started out as he was looking for his sister, who I still believe to this day is Deidre. I'm standing by that. I still
You're
think
standing by that.
I'm standing by it, and I think there's other people that were like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm not trying to get your blood pressure going, but there's other people like, hey, like that actually, makes sense. There's one guy I was talking to, like, yeah, that actually makes sense.
That was like the most.
Could be wrong.
I was listening to Rhino's recent God, why am I blanking on the name of his live
Raging Rhino?
Yeah, Raging Rhino's Casual Rage.
Casual Rage.
And like he said, is like the whole thing with the setup for his quote unquote sister was just to be able to get him inside of like a brothel bar sort of place to do that whole setup. Because that's all it's amounted to. This whole sister storyline, little subplot.
Yes, but I don't know. Why is he just
I kind of agree with them with that, and it's just because it's like stupid because it's been such a throwaway. There's been nothing that's been connecting it other than what we got from his basically kind of his last interactions with Marva, and her saying it's all an illusion. There's no sister. There's no this. It's no that. So it's but that was it. Again, that was just it. That was all we got from the whole sister thing, unless it's going to crop up in season 2. But I mean, that's supposed to be getting us even closer to Rogue One. So I don't know how that's going to get resolved.
Or Deidre, like this next episode, is going to find him and be like, hello, brother. Or it's going to be, this is what's going to happen. She's going to be our long awaited meeting at last.
Oh, God.
Literally. When I left you, I was but the sister. Now I am the brother, or like whatever. Like they're gonna do. It's and then it's like, and then some of these, and I'm sure when we get into the note part of it, but it's like, what happened to what was his name? Smeagol. What happened to Smeagol? Like, Kino. And here's actually before the show, I got to find this Instagram post and drop in the private chat. But so apparently, screw it, I'll just go over it. Tony Gilroy had said that Tony Gilroy himself came out and said no, like he's not dead. He basically said he did not die in episode 10.
So my thoughts on the Kino thing is still that he's going to be at least at some point used as a plot device to entrap Andor in some form. Maybe not this season. I thought it might be this season, but I'm going to guess it might be in the second season they might use him. The Empire will possibly have tracked where Andor has been, find Kino and use him as a bait tactic in the second season for whatever reason.
That's what's so stupid though, because
otherwise,
they don't even know he's Andor, and they had him in prison.
They had, yeah,
Andor.
exactly.
Like,
and they apparently didn't. Now I thought they had, but somebody was saying that they didn't like photograph him at all. They didn't take any images of him, even though also he's
in Kathleen
and he's
Kennedy's
been
Empire. Then they're why would they? Nobody's stupid enough to do that.
Yeah, and he's been apparently in the prison system already, basically. So he's been, he's been a pain in the ass, and he's been caught and shit like that. But it's like, oh, now suddenly
this is the same empire that like Mando and Mandalorian was able to basically get into an Imperial. Just don't get me started. We have enough to go over, and this is the last thing I need to do is just like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, really you have somebody who is not a Imperial that takes his helmet off and magically has access to records within an Imperial base.
Oh god!
And then you have a guy who worked for the Empire. He was a chef in the Empire. He said it himself. This is not an opinion. This is facts. He said it himself. And you're telling me that the Empire, you're telling me that HR that Sheev hired did not take photos of this guy while he was employed by the Empire, and they just so happen not to know who he is? Like, are you kidding? The ISB, who is supposed to be like worse than the KGB? Like,
it's just sad what they have done. Like, these people this is not.
But this is not even the Empire. Like, the ISB is supposed to be like the creme de la creme of like a special sect of the, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, this is basically Imperial intelligence, and they're they're the shallow. They're like made up of the shallow end of the gene pool for any intelligence.
And this is how my week went. I don't know if you caught this because I sure as hell didn't catch it until it was pointed out to me. Freaking Yularen is in this show from the Clone Wars. Admiral Yularen is in the show.
Yeah.
Did not catch that until it was pointed out to me. I saw it on a somebody posted on Twitter. I was like,
yeah, he was the sleepy old guy that I made fun of in that episode.
I was like, well, now I can't go back and watch Clone Wars ever again. Not that I ever wanted, not that I was, religiously watching it, but it's like I'll never be able to watch that the same.
Yeah, it's God.
So, and then it's like just God, it's just so stupid. I guess we could jump into it since we have three of them, but it's just to answer your question. Like, yeah, my brain was mush. Like, I did it. It didn't help that I did it. I started last Saturday night. I started, I think 9, and then I was like, screw it. I don't want to deal with it through the week.
Right.
I
understand.
Work was going to be hard, so I did 2 episodes that night, and then Wednesday night, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm not even going to wait because I'm just want to be done with this show. I want to be done with it.
No,
I want to wash my hands with it. I want to go back to Bad Batch. And
yeah, I'm weirdly like kind of with you on that. I'm just kind of like, okay, let's.
I don't know what the point of the show was it was supposed to even be about. Like, I've heard people from different spheres of some people are saying, oh, it's political, it's more political than anything, and they're like, no, it's it's supposed to lead up to Rogue One and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
yeah, it's like,
and Mon Mothma's a crying.
Well, again, yeah, again is like what, this was something that we've brought up before too, and what Rhino has been bringing up is like, well, where the hell is Bail Organa? Where is he in all of this?
He's over there
because this is supposed to be the building of the Rebel. This is supposed to be the building of the Rebel Alliance, and the most people we are seeing doing that is basically Luthen and Saw Gerrera.
Not my rebellion. He's over there. Hashtag not my rebellion. Bring Trump back.
But this is what Raging Rhino was saying. It's like, if you needed anybody to have helped bail out Mon Mothma, Organa would have been the guy. That would have been that should have been like the person she would have contacted for help. Instead, no, it's this stupid, and I saw the guy and I'm like, oh, don't tell me. This is this supposed to be kind of their smarmy businessman, kind of their idea of the Trump stand-in sort of thing?
Oh, it's like, Palpatine, man. What are you talking about?
I just kind of like, I just shook my head when I saw it. I was just like, is this what they're going for? Is that what they're going for with this? Okay. I get it. It's stupid. I get it. At least I'm taking a guess here because I don't see any. I haven't checked out any other news and stuff like that to see what the shill media and stuff like that are saying. So I don't know.
He's either a Sith or he's a Sith.
Who, Luthen, or the guy that Mon Mothma was dealing with?
Oh, that guy.
I was talking about the guy Mon Mothma was dealing with.
Oh, I think he. I mean,
that came in the episode 11 or 10.
I think he's classy. He's gonna be. He's Talon Card of their. He's
oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Immediately air the.
No, Talon Card was like more of a smooth operator, not quite like a Lando Calrissian, but he had charm.
I guarantee
he had a degree of sophistication.
It's their version of Talon Card.
Oh, don't.
Because listen, yes, because here, and I justify that by saying that Andor is their version of Kyle Katarn. It's look at it. They're taking established characters. They're taking the similarities of the established characters and they're replacing it with new characters so they can go back and say, no, this is not Kyle Katarn. This is Cassian Andor.
Very bare bone characters too. Not even anything of the spirit of them or anything. Right. It's just
I could be wrong, but the guy he reminds me.
It's the skin suit. Yeah, it's the skin suit mentality.
He reminds me of Talon Card. Like they're taking all these characters that have been that people love and they're because they can't come up with anything themselves. It's
that's what we've talked about before
since day one. It's like their
deconstruction of these characters and stuff like that. That's all they've been working at doing is doing just that.
Yeah, it is Disney. DSW is literally like the WWE. They have no sense of creativity. Like back when Vince was running stuff. And he had all of his guys with him. Like the creativity was there, like the attitude, everything. But it's like they can't come up with anything. And so what do? They rob Peter to pay Paul, man.
Basically.
So I mean, people.
Oh Lord!
I just think about it though. Look at that guy, the guy that's talking to Moth. Like it. It's Talon Card. Immediately. That's what I think of.
I can see where you're coming from with that. He's definitely a little more like slimy seeming, especially when he's like
wasn't the most upstanding citizen either.
No, he wasn't, but he at least, like I said, he came off with a degree of charm.
Well, I think that was
like that. Like he seemed more like he was also kind of more rugged too, since he was out there in the galaxy, being less prim and proper, unlike this guy.
Yeah. Well, we've only seen really 4 minutes of this guy.
We've only gotten one scene with the guy,
if I swear, if I see Mon Mothma cry again, I'm gonna lose. I'm done. I'm calling in sick for the next show.
So that's what gets me too, is that she is somebody that has been in this Imperial Senate since since its inception.
Yes.
How is she not used to this shit? How is she not oh God.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like this is the dumbest thing ever. You think after 14 years, you wouldn't be talking about Palpatine's overreach.
No, she outs herself like a retard, and then dealing with this Davos guy or whatever, Davo or whatever. She's basically acting like a naive child with it all, and that oh God.
There's no excuse. Like, there's no excuse, man. Because, like, here's the thing: you may not be the best politician out there, but if you are to be in politics, you have to have a certain repertoire, a certain demeanor, right?
Yeah,
you can't just be. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain.
Your speechcraft needs to be at least at 100.
Yeah, there's certain characteristics that you have to either one. So I guess better put would be to survive in politics. This is so you're telling me again the most
she's been in this.
when you think about the rebellion,
yeah,
you think about the rebellion. Who do you think of? You think of Mon Mothma and Bail Organa. I don't care who you are. That's what you think of. These are the two characters, the two people that spearheaded the rebellion, right? And seeing her act like this, or seeing the DSW portray her like this, it's asinine. It's asinine. Like crying, like
I said, she acted so naively.
It's so incredible. Like she should be like oh God, I'm just getting mad, dude. But it's like
good.
You should play this. It warms my heart every time I see Palpatine smile, at Anakin, or like it's laughable. It's not even laughable. It's just asinine. It's like totally is like, again, and it's like, okay, this is the person that is spearheaded the rebellion. 14 years after, like, this is what we have to look up to. This is her. Like, this is all we got out of everybody. Like, this is her. This is the way that Disney. And I know there's probably people out there that either one, I'm right or I'm wrong on Mothma's true character. Right. I tend to think that I'm maybe not wrong and that I am correct, because the way that they have portrayed her is just, it's ridiculous. Like, if it was a couple months after 66, okay, anybody would probably be shook a little bit. I hate that term because it's a younger kid term, but anybody would be pretty probably taken aback, because like they're like, oh my God. Yeah, the Jedi Order was trying to
the Jedi Order and betrayed the galaxy.
Our beloved Sheev is basically hunting them all down and killing them. Like, what? Like, so it would make sense, right? Like a day after it, because even what does Padme say? He's like, and that's so that's how. What does she say? That's how democracy.
This is how democracy falls with thunderous applause.
Yes, with thunderous applause, right? So that would would get probably most people thinking. But this is 14 freaking years. This is 14 years. So who she is. You know what he's doing. You know that he is now he's been the emperor for 14 years. This is 365 days. Well, I don't know what the Corellian, or not Corellian, I don't know what the Coruscant calendar is. I don't know how to AB, but equivalent would be 365 days for times 14. So how many, rounds this guy's been around, and so, but it's no different than they did with Obi-Wan, dude. They did.
Well, it's what they did in Obi-Wan with Organa too. They turned Organa into a complete stupid fool. That was,
just.
I don't want to think. I already got reminded of Kenobi earlier today, and I don't want to think of it again.
It's the same thing though. Like, there's good daddy issues, and Anakin, hates me, and I'm at fault for it. And I'm just gonna bury my lightsaber. It's like, no, like, you read the book. He had his issues, but he wasn't like, it's the same thing though. It's like, it's an inaccurate portrayal of the freaking character. If they had done it right, they could have probably inspired a lot more people that maybe didn't watch the original trilogies to maybe want to look at it. But like, who would want to watch Star Wars now? Like,
I can't imagine.
If I promise you one more person tells me that the sequels is their trilogy, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose it.
You're gonna kill someone.
I'm gonna lose. Yeah. Oh God, the original trilogy, this is so boring. I don't know how you watch A New Hope. I'm like, you need A New Hope.
Generation coming up is not our New Hope. That's for damn sure.
No. I'm gonna pull a Yoda and go to Dagobah and live by myself.
I would, in a sense, I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, man, I think I just want to piss off to Alaska out in the mountains somewhere and just live, get away from everything. I don't want to be around people anymore.
God, it's just more and more, man. People crapping in hand towels and throwing them on shelves.
Oh God. That's oddly specific, and I'm not going to ask any further. I'll ask after the show. So I guess we ought to just get right into the notes, right? Sounds good.
Sorry. Yeah, I go grab something. No, this is a generation that it's like, oh, God, TikTok is taking over the world.
Sadly so. Sadly.
Well, do we just get into it then?
I think so. So what was it? Episode 9 was No One's Listening.
I'm not listening.
I wasn't listening much either.
Yeah.
I listened enough to take notes.
Yes, episode 9 is No One's Listening. Because we did Narkina 5. So the next one is No One's Listening.
Yeah. All right. So where my notes kick off is we get right back to where we left off from last episode of Bix being in the interrogation chair led by Imperial Ellen DeGeneres. And she gives the whole monologue about how this is all going to go. How they tracked Pac and down and try to get information out of him, yada, yada, yada. So that whole interrogation just came down to Miro trying to come across as threatening / intimidating. But, whoops, what did I do? Where did what did I just do?
You bought your notes?
I suddenly flipped around. Oh yeah. But she just doesn't have the presence to do so. It was like she was bouncing between both good cop, bad cop, and sucking at it. Also, it was also like a recap dump, which at least that's how it felt to me. Bix though didn't start getting fearful till she's left with the good doctor to use a Vader style interrogation serum or something to get her to talk. Andor is seeming to be a good boy in his job now, getting to know the routines of some of the other tables, who's missing, and how they can push his own table ahead of the others. This, I guess, giving him the time. This, I guess, is giving him the time to show why he's possibly quote unquote special, even to the likes of Luthen. Dr. Gorst, which I believe is the guy torturing Bix, is giving us a history lesson of a planet the Empire had invaded and what happened with the local populace that made us stink, and Imperials had to do some dirty business. You know, they just got to get in line. If they just get in line, they don't have trouble. Okay. Also, they recorded the death wails of this species and can be used as torture device. That's creative. Andor seems to be up to something, and he isn't going unnoticed by the other tables. It seemed. At least that's what I caught. He's interrupted by a new man on the floor as he's trying to saw into a pipe by the toilet.
Stupidest scene ever. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, that's
at that point in time.
No, I wasn't quite sure what was up. I had a feeling it would be something to do with breaking out, but I didn't quite understand. I didn't know the full scope of the situation. Let's see. Andor is planning with another inmate to try and make an escape, it would seem. Bix is not having a very good time from that device put onto her noggin. Seems they're trying to find other ways to get Ulaf there to get motivated into. Oh, this is what we talked about, I think, even last week too, right?
Yeah.
They are so bouncy and so almost schizophrenic with their. They don't keep focus on a scene long enough. They don't stay on anything long enough. They're bouncing around from spot to spot, location to location. I don't know why. Just let things resonate for a bit. Play out certain scenes. You can get to this other stuff later, clearly, but you don't need to, bounce around like a ADD kid or something.
Well, maybe they can't because they realize that they only have 12 episodes and they've taken 11 to tell this story.
Right.
Maybe that's why they're bouncing around.
So it seems they're trying to. Oh wait, that's the Ulaf. Yeah, get motivated into working through, and it's working. One imp is wanting to make an example out of Pac, while they keep Bix in quote unquote lockup, so she can provide detailed information of Axis. Good lord. And it seems Mothma was not getting the support she was looking for from her other fellow senators. Guess the lights flicking off on their pods indicated as such. Don't remember that from before, but okay, that's one way to visualize it. Mothma then gets some seemingly unsettling news about her quote-unquote cousin being at the embassy. The driver seems nervous to say as such. Because this is a really weird little scene. Like, even he was looking all nervous and shit, like he got some weird news.
Yeah.
But nothing came of it. So, oh well. Then something seems to be going wrong in the prison complex, and Kino is not liking the possibility of miscommunications going on with whatever is going on. Vel is relations to Mothma, and they're doing some catching up, and it's weird. Like the whole little scenes between them at times were kind of weird.
The whole episode.
Andor's trying to sow some dissent among the other men, especially with Kino, who isn't having it right now. Andor believes nobody is listening to them, as they're cheaper than droids and easier to replace. How? I mean, I don't see how when you wouldn't need anyone to watch over a droid. All you need to program them for a job, they'll do it without any risk of rebellion. Bringing in other elements like humanoids and stuff, that brings this element, and then you wouldn't need to guard them. Yeah. So it's really stupid that's even the case. And then on top of it, this is like 100% human prison apparently. So the Empire's practicing some weird prison segregation system. Only humans here, aliens, what elsewhere? Because I mean that's the whole point, right? The Empire is supposed to be all xenophobic and hate aliens, right? So why aren't we seeing a bunch of aliens among everyone here?
I hate that argument.
What's that
Palpatine was a racist and he never liked aliens and blah blah blah, and that's why Thrawn was in the Outer Rim and Tarkin was basically his right, well, one of his right hands, not his right hand, but you know what I'm saying, his Grand Moff and blah blah blah. And I'm like, even though in my opinion I think Thrawn should have been Tarkin and put Tarkin in the Outer Rim, but that's just my personal opinion because I think
there was more reason for him being out in the Outer Rim than just the fact that he's an alien.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that's the old tired.
Because he gained Grand Admiral status. It wasn't for nothing.
Right. But the argument I hear is, well, yeah, he was a Grand Moff, but he was a Grand Moff out in Outer Rim and nowhere near, like Tarkin was present. You know, Tarkin had, was on the Death Star and all, and I'm glad Thrawn wasn't on the Death Star, honestly. I've been sad. Anyways, it's just that whole argument.
And this is something I'd love to get confirmed, because I could have sworn hearing that part of like even Thrawn's mission had part involvement to do with Sidious having knowledge or some foreknowledge of basically the Yuuzhan Vong, and that part of having Thrawn out there was like part reconnaissance and stuff like that, and then him coming back to kind of revive the clones and stuff. Bring back the clones was to then build up an army again to be ready for that. But I don't know. I'll have to look more into that.
It's like is the theory that like he was the only person that Sidious knew that could
tactically handled. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be very. I would love to know if that's the.
Hey there, Sentinel. Long time no see, sir.
Welcome, Sentinel. Yeah, that's. I'd love to give her. I mean, obviously, I'm over here being giddy because I think he could.
Yeah,
be
he
the one
would
that
have been the right person for the job.
And this is a fact. He's the one who created the Mark Sable, not Ahsoka Tano, Dave Filoni, Shyster.
Okay.
I wonder if he had cities out there because he knew the Death Star was going to happen and Tarkin was going to be on the Death Star. I know that's not like a confirmed thing, but I always wondered, like, did he move Thrawn out there? Yes, because of the Vong, but also because did he have foreknowledge that the Death Star, the first one, was going to be destroyed?
Might have been a tremor in the Force somewhere around the lines, but
like, hey, Tarkin's, kind of like your old Dooku, get rid of him and rely on Thrawn to. Yeah.
Anyways, let's see, where was I? Miscommunications, Vel's relationship with Mothma. Andor's is sowing dissent. That's right, cheaper than droids. That's stupid shit. A little bit of a boring Imperial meeting for us, the viewers. Information we do know, but it's meant to push Mira forward with making her mark among the rest. Although it almost seemed her little assistant may have stepped on a thermal detonator, mentioning the clean-shaven Andor, but it paid off. Seems the trouble from before with the prison. Okay, that's another thing. Is even with their they don't even use like phrases or any, and I think we've talked about this because of other Disney property shows for Star Wars, is that they don't use anything like go step on a thermal or anything along those lines.
Yeah, no,
it has
no Sith spit, none
of that stuff.
Nothing. It's like literally like it could happen. This could be taken.
This could be something you'd say on the streets. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's like it doesn't flow. There's no like,
and it doesn't feel like its own world. It feels like it's being a world
downtown
with power
Toronto
or lingo.
Or downtown LA or downtown Sydney.
So seems the trouble from before with the prison was a whole floor getting fried due to them, quote unquote, making trouble. They're having zero tolerance policy, it seems. Well, with prisoners, why not? Fry the lot. People are losing their nerves, it seems. Kino's trying his best at keeping his shit together. Another lovely scene between Karn and Mom. Seems the best way he got her to quit nagging and being in pain in the neck was to mention his promotion. She turns back into sweet mom quick. That yeesh. Olaf is not Olaf is not keeping up with the crew anymore. It seems not good. Old guy's gonna get them to trouble or something is right. Bit of an awkward-ish breakfast at the Mothma house. Daughter suspects Tay being or actual was mother's old boyfriend. And there's the family drama. Yay! Mothma convinced Vel to act like a spoiled rich girl for a while. You want to throw some?
So I want to maybe do something different since we're doing all three. Do you want to like just read all your notes and then I can do mine and then kind of go back and forth, or do you want to do?
Or you can. I mean, we can interject. I mean, I always interrupt you all the time, so interrupt as you see fit. If you want to throw in your notes too.
Yeah,
you want to. Yeah, we can just do that.
You keep going.
I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different.
Yeah, and then like I said, just chime in.
Interject.
You like it, man. Yeah. And then Bix is not doing so hot. It would seeming. Our boy Karn's still trying to get recognition from the ISB, and thanks to Miro now for his promotion that she claims they had nothing to do with. And Miro has a little stalker via Karn, and even rattles her a bit. Seems Miro's little assistant is being. That little scene was freaking hilarious. I'm like, what is going on right now?
I was like, are they gonna date?
Right? It's like
that's gonna be episode 3. Watch or
go
season
ahead and
3.
You two idiots can kiss and be weirdos together.
It's literally gonna be season 3, and they're gonna have a kid, and that kid's
no,
gonna
season
be
2 is supposed to be it.
No, there's gonna be season 3. It's just gonna be the Kyle or the Karn. And
they're gonna do it. They'll do a spin-off.
Yeah.
We swear these characters were popular. Seems Miro's little assistant is being a good boy. Mothma is having none too good a time with financing this little rebel cell, as her friend Tay says. They now need to be in league with a sort of banking political thug named Davos. Davo? Was it Davo or Davos?
I think it's technically Talon Card, but I think Davos.
Well, I always think of then
Davos.
No. From what was it, Knights of the Old Republic? On
oh yes.
Or is that Davik?
It's Davik, but it reminds me. Yeah, I could see that. Didn't he wear purple?
Yeah.
Reminds me of Davik.
He's in the purple armor at the end.
Yeah. I think it's Davik.
Where you take the
Davin. Is it Davin or Davik? Davik. I don't remember.
Anyway. That Mothma would rather stay away from, but he seems to be their one way out. Not Bail Organa or anything? Okay.
Nope.
All right. Sure. More Imperial plotting to attempt to catch more filthy rebels. Ulaf is not having a good time and really is not having one, as he seems to be getting sicker and sicker. Kino kept saying how he only had 40-something shifts left, but Ulaf had a massive stroke and he isn't coming back from what happened. Doc does spill the beans, though, that a prisoner that was on level 4 was quote-unquote released, and he ended up showing back up on level 2, and that was part of the goof up, and then fried the floor. Andor now seems to have Kino in on the shenanigans with the info dump, and that was basically the end of that episode. At least also the end of my notes for that episode.
I can jump into mine then. Let's see. Pull up. I got them sorted here. Okay. I said recap scene. Bix being interrogated by Deidre. She attempts to get her to cooperate without bringing in the good doctor and his unique interview system because Pac resisted.
Like I said, there's this whole weird, like, she was trying to be good cop, bad cop all at once. Sorry.
No, you're good. I have these I hate when I do typos because I gotta sit here and be like, was I drunk when I wrote this?
I didn't know you drank.
I don't. I drink Kool-Aid. I'll skip that one. So Pac was sent a fractal. Did she call it fractal radio unit? I think she said fractal radio unit. Bix used yesterday. Highly sus.
When she was trying to get Luthen's attention.
Deidre connecting the docs for Bix. Deidre leaves the choice in Bix's hands, whether she's going to tell her everything or not. Bix states she doesn't know the buyer. Did Pac sell her out? ? Deidre connecting more dots. When was the last time you spoke with my brother? That's the question she should have asked. Bix makes a point that Deidre isn't going to believe her anyway. Deidre agrees she won't. Do your best, Dr. Gorst. Meanwhile, back at Arcana 5, Andor says they can take the shift if they push. Old man going home. Bix visually unsettled about Dr. Groust. Is it Groust? Grost?
It was. Hang on. Let me scroll back up really quick. It was Gorst.
Gorst and the restraints.
I had to look it up. I had to look it up myself and be like, "What the hell is this guy's name?
I don't know.
I totally misheard it or didn't catch it.
Yeah, I said adjusting the sound to induce cooperation. So when I heard this, it just made me. It reminded me of KOTOR with the Toch on Kashyyyk. The bottom. Okay. You remember those where you have to go harvest the glands, and they make that noun. So, yeah, they make that sound. I don't know why. It just reminded me of the TAC because they're like they basically wiped them all out. So what are they building? Oh, look, a shiv cutting through a pipe. Andor and one of his merry band plan an attack. 3, 2, 1. You missed your chance. Bix lasted. I was surprised Bix lasted a while during this whole, I guess, interrogation with the headphones playing old 8-track tapes of probably some band from a bygone era. Old Man Smithers wants to win. Deidre commands to keep Bix there and alive, not a hostage, but a witness. Love the play on words. Them are so good at that. I was like, oh, look, more nostalgia. The Rotunda, speaking about Imperial overreach. Booing, seeing Sheev has established loyalty amongst the Senate. This building, a temple, Moth's cousin has arrived. Why does she look surprised? So is Vel really her cousin? Because I'm sitting here is this legit thing?
I think she is legitimately her. I think she's legitimately her cousin. Yeah.
And is Cinta legitimately her wife? Like, is this another thing we're doing in Star
Wars? Maybe not officially, but even Cinta is more what was it last episode or something when we talked about it? Cinta's all about the rebellion.
But are they?
He just sees Vel as this LARPer, basically, as this LARPer rebellious person. But because she can just piss off any time and just be living, among the rich and famous, basically.
Just that whole relationship. I was trying to figure out the dynamic.
But yeah, they're good. They were the two that were sharing the bed, as it was put in earlier episodes.
Okay, beautiful.
Yep.
More hand signals. Smeagol commands silence. Now an alarm. Smeagol losing his mind. Well, Aunt Vel. What do? I said well, Aunt Vel. What the what? What does he have? What? Hold on. I don't know what I wrote there, but this part where it's like, why would Vel be playing stupid with a key player of the rebellion? When I think it's Mothma asking her questions about Aldani or something, and she plays stupid. It's like, why is Vel playing stupid? Why are you playing stupid with a key player of the rebellion? So I didn't understand that part. Like, no, it's not that I didn't understand because I'm stupid. Like, I don't understand why is she playing stupid.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
14 years and you're starting to think you're over your head. Moth took a vow.
Now you're thinking that.
And this is interesting. She's like, Moth took a vow. A vow of what? Andor asks Kino if he's ever thought about escaping. Andor keeps pressing. Did this guy just signal how many guards? So did you see that, when they're talking and then he looks up and he does that little weird hand signal? Did he do 11 or 12? Because he tapped 1-1 and then he did I think he put 2 fingers up.
I didn't quite pay attention too closely to that.
I watched that thing 3 or 4 times.
I had noticed Andor was definitely giving himself away a little too often about how often he was looking up at the guards and everything.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of dude, kind of hide your shit. Be a little more inconspicuous at least. God.
Did Kino say no more than 12?
Yeah, he said there was 12 guards per level or whatever.
And it looked like with the motion, I know it's not important, but it looked like he tapped twice and he put 2 fingers up, which was 1, 1, 2. Is that 11?
Maybe
1, 1, and then
Morse code.
I don't know. I was like, what? Yeah. Well, I'm not a Morse code guy, but okay. And then I put anyways, I was like, nobody's listening. I'm not listening. Back to the ISB. Bix did indeed give up information. Deidre going to use Marva? ? That's a good play. Good on you, mate. 100 men fried. Why? I was like, the cereal's back. This annoying back and forth between mom and son. Where is the return on her investment? Like I started just laughing. Like you gotta be the shadow of a son, a tenant, a stranger. Oof.
This woman is certainly not any. That's good lord.
It's like she can pivot on a dime, can't she?
That was the really hilarious part. Like once he said he got like a promotion, she's like
I'm so proud
the
of you.
the switch flipped real fast. It's like, what the hell, lady?
This is not related, but like anytime I hear the word pivot, I just think of like Friends, where I think Ross is like pivot, pivot when they're moving the couch out from the squirrel. See, I'm about as on pace as Andor is. Lovely breakfast scene. Tay Colma, an old boyfriend, parent taking shots. Back to Bix. Now the ISB, where we find Karen looking for Deidre and to thank her for the promotion. Does Karen have feelings for Deidre? It appears so. Deidre has different feelings, or does she? Moth needs a loan from a Chandrillian banker, Davo Skolden, aka Talon Card. Davo Skolden wants a meeting given to him with Moth, I think is what I put. Back at the ISB again. What a plan from Deidre. Kino does. I said Kino does have a soft spot for Olaf, whatever his name is. I don't know. Kino wants to know what happened on level 2. A man was released. A man released ended back on level 2. No one gets out. Finally, Andor gets his answer. The end. So I had for.
Yeah, and it's funny because like at the end of this episode too, they make it seem like Kino's gonna be all in on it. Like he's in.
Yeah.
But as we then kind of quickly see with episode 10, that's not quite the case at first.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny. It's like the whole thing with Karn's mom. Have you seen the movie The Ref?
No.
Is
it good?
It's good. It has some pretty funny moments. It has Dennis Leary and oh God, God, why am I forgetting his name? Kevin Spacey. I forget the gal's name, but it's just really funny because there's this point in the movie where Dennis Leary, he's playing a thief and he's just having to deal with this psychotic family, basically, of this family of dysfunction. And the mother is like the mother from hell. And he is so funny because this whole instance with Karn and his mother is making me think of this old lady. And he just rips it. Dennis Leary just rips into her, and he's just like, he's like, I thought grandmothers were supposed to be nice and friendly, and you're just a miserable old cow, basically. I'm paraphrasing some of this, but he just breaks it down to like, lady, your husband ain't dead. He's hiding.
Oh dear.
This is like, I'm guessing that must be the same case with this. Karn's dad ain't dead or anything. He's fucking hiding out there in the galaxy. He might be on some hut pleasure barge. He got away. He's not having to deal with this woman anymore. He's gone. I'm gonna have to find that clip and I'll play it next week.
Play it in our show.
Or I'll try and find the clip for it. Oh God. But yeah, I'm sorry. That's what popped into my brain with that whole situation just now too. I'm like, oh God.
She's definitely like very witty.
She's just a God. I mean, for the fact that he was already out there making something of himself, but a uniquely weird, catastrophic situation happened, and he basically got the short end of the stick. But she's finding every opportunity to rib into him, and it's like, Jesus, lady, he's doing what he can.
Just let him eat his cereal.
Just let him eat his cereal in peace, for God's sakes. I really feel bad for Karn sometimes. I'll that poor boy.
And he got just eviscerated by his future ex-wife.
So now on to episode 10. So they're zipping up poor Olaf there and sending him off to whatever the imps do with these guys as corpses. Olaf getting the walk of shame here. But hey, at least he's out of the show. He got the hell out. Unlike us, we're still having to sit here and watch this shit.
Right.
And then Andor is making it clear that it needs to be the very next day for their breakout. Kino isn't too on board still, it seems. What the freaking hell? I just didn't understand that because, like, he seemed on board at the end of the previous episode. They come back to this episode, he's freaking the freak out. He's not part of it. He's like, no. I was like, dude, you were just whatever. While Andor is spilling the beans on what the doc told them, trying to rally, it seems Kino is not too big and maybe cracking a little because it kind of seemed like he's getting a little shook up. Knowing how much quote unquote time he has left, if he even really has that, as we just learned. Because he'll just probably get repurposed into another area. Kino does kind of relent that the rumors are true, but breaks it that they aren't ever getting out of that place one way or another. So he kind of turns into like the defeatist mode. Seems the imp plan is working out with a derelict ship and dead captain, and now trying to keep things looking regular for anyone who could be watching. And then back to Kino. So I guess Kino's on board. What? Wants everyone to play along till it's the right moment. Like, this can't make up their goddamn minds with this half the time. Like you said, it's like, suddenly squirrel. I said, careful, boys. Not all of you want to be stink-eyeing the guards now. Might make them more nervous than they could be with what's going on. And then back to Ferrex. Stormtroopers are now a fixture around town. Syntha's just following around. I'm guessing they're talking about Andor's kidnapper, Marva, that's refusing medication and still medication while still trying to eat. I'm taking it this is Davo, the man mentioned. So now this is getting into the little meeting scene between Mothma and Davo, whatever. From last episode. Man, I thought he almost kind of sounded like a voice actor, Simon Templeman, a little bit. But also then he has the face. He almost looks like Willem Dafoe a little bit.
A little bit.
It's a weird thing. It's like should have been Simon Templeman for the role. That would have been awesome. Well, let's see how this meeting plays out. Davo wants to potentially marry his boy to Mothma's daughter for this transaction to play out. As all he said, it was just for an introduction of the two to meet. So Mothma, what route will you take? How politically savvy are you? And again, like you said, it's like, again, we're having Mon Mothma sit there and cry. Really? She's been in this world for all these 14 years, and then even prior to that.
Well, that's just 14 after Order 66.
Yeah.
This is how many years before?
It's like, oh God, what the hell have you done? And it seems someone is wanting to meet with Luthen that could be potentially dangerous. Who's this contact? The plan is in motion, it seems, for these prisoners to try and get out. What will work for them? Who knows? Does seem like all the imps are a bit nervous. Andor's trying to burst that pipe, and then everything is a go. There's got to be a bus to this somewhere down the line, right? And then it's basically where, I mean, this was the thing. It did at least kind of like this whole bit got going, so it wasn't lagging up too much. And because like I said, we're off to the races. And wow, there goes the floor. Kino was among the lucky, and the prisoners are going for it. Figures the redhead is among the dead. We look at, and I was like, wow, look at that, a railing kill. Wow, made it to the control center of the prison, so no stormtroopers at this maximum security prison.
Yeah,
none,
because that would make
whatsoever.
Sense, right? That makes sense, right?
Especially to defend your control center. None whatsoever.
None.
I
They can't shoot anyway, so what good are they going to do? According to Filoni, right?
Oh boy.
Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?
One joke. Apparently, that's all was needed. So then Kino is getting to make a whole big dramatic speech to the whole prison complex and telling them all to get the heck out. And I laughed at the Imperial guards that were hiding in one of the rooms. Poor Kino can't swim, it seems. Still no Star Wars aliens, it seems. Luthen has a contact with an Imperial and is doing a heck of a job of frightening him. And he's giving Luthen info about Deidre Miro. Luthen believes Miro is wasting time with what she is chasing after in regards to the parts. The Imperial is giving the information about the Rebel pilot scam. Seems Lonnie now wants out of this whole business, especially since becoming a father. Luthen giving a heck of a speech to Lonnie about sacrifice and what it's taking for this rebellion and how he won't get the same limelight as others, etc., etc. Good speech, well performed by Skarsgård. I'll give him his little kudos. There you go, good boy. Andor, an inmate running around somewhere, and that's the end. So yeah, they're definitely giving Luthen this big creativeness for the whole rebellion. That's for damn sure. He seems to be kind of the head honcho almost, even though he doesn't exist in later installments. Not in Rogue One. Not in
well, not that we know of. If he's
certainly not in the OT.
Well,
so hey,
if he's a Sith, like I think he is, then
we'll get to that because my brother
made Sheev.
I don't know about that, but
probably
not. But I mean, otherwise, it was Skarsgård's doing well. I mean, I'm not gonna say
you know what's
he hasn't.
interesting? Well, I'll go through my notes. I think you and I have. It's interesting that we're both watching it and how our notes kind of line up as far as like how many notes that we take, and I think that's a testament to how boring these 3 episodes were.
Well, this one, at least, like I got through these ones quicker just because a lot more was going on. So it was action based.
Cookies,
huh?
I was eating cookies when I was watching this.
It didn't require a great deal of like long notes on like some episodes where I'm like, going to town, going what the hell,
right?
And I think it was Script Trooper who pointed out how those big boots look like the Nike old Nike pump 'em up sneakers from back in the day, and I was like, oh my god, that's exactly what they freaking look like.
I thought I was gonna say snow boots, but
snow boots, snowboarding boots, something like that. Yeah, they're certainly big and clunky enough. That's for damn sure.
And orange, which is absolutely stupid, but okay.
So yeah, that's my notes. So if you want to fire off.
So again, as always, recap scene.
I don't know why you bother with the recap scene.
I don't know, because it's just at this point in time, it's on principle of the matter. Been doing it for 44 episodes, so it's
true enough.
Maybe I'll stop at 45. Andor and Kino discussing an escape. Kino says it might be wise to have a plan. Tomorrow has to be the day. Can't be the next day. Can't be the day after. It has to be tomorrow.
Has to be tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Kino finally confirms the rumors. Does this mean he's ready to plan an escape? Deidre's plan worked. Kino has had enough. Gives the green light. Meanwhile, back on Ferrix. And that was short. We jump to Coruscant, where we have Moth and Davo meeting. Davo, you silver tongue. Davo requires no fee. What's his aim? Ah, yes, Davo wants his son to sleep. meet Moth's daughter.
Hey, he just wants him to get introduced.
This is where
Nothing
this
else?
reminds me more. This is very Talon Card, like no betrothal, just an introduction.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, a Chandrillian. Not a fan of Chandrillian tradition.
What?
Moth is considering it. Is it like so? She is like she's crying, but
But because he
how much
does
money
that whole.
can I get out of my daughter?
Well, he even turns and he's like, "You're gonna be considering this because like you said, this is like the first lie you've actually told."
Yeah,
he's like nothing will come of this.
I'm just over here eating I'm like Michael Jackson in the Thriller movie, eating my popcorn because I know this is about doing it. Like.
Yeah.
And it's like you shyster, like you're gonna give up your daughter that you don't like. How dare you? It's very.
Well, that was like a point that I was listening to Rhino and Casual Rage was just like, what is the deal between these two, between this mother and daughter that they just the daughter just absolutely loathes her for whatever reason. She seems to have a good relationship with her dad. I mean, is this like? Does Tony Gilroy have a daughter? Is he projecting a little bit? Does he not have a good relationship with his daughter?
I don't know.
Does he have some issues?
Son, Syrup has Karen has mommy issues.
It's like
what
the hell is going on here?
I don't know, man. It's just maybe he's portraying that it's okay to I don't know have issues. I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's the best fit for this, because he himself said he's not even a Star Wars fan. So
yeah,
you should go direct to soap opera. Then this is actually very soap opera-esque, if you ask me.
It is. No, it really is.
It's like, where was this guiding light?
This is a funny thing. George Lucas describes his whole thing as a space opera, a soap opera in space, basically. But that was filled with less dumb bullshit than this crap has been.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Lucas, give yourself some more credit.
Yeah, whatever. Oh look, Padme's headpiece from Attack of the Clones in the Museum of Nostalgia.
Oh God, yeah.
How does I think we've talked about this again? I think last year, but it's like, how does he have this?
Yeah, that's the big fucking question. How does he have any of this?
He's got to be a Sith.
He shouldn't.
He has to be a Sith. How do you have a holocron and a Jedi holocron in your shop? How do you have Star
and not get the attention of Darth Vader or Sidious?
He's got to be a Sith. He has to be a Sith.
I don't know.
Palpatine wasn't listen. Palpatine didn't really follow the rules too, he did and he didn't. He bent it to his own, like he made his own rule, So it's like,
in a way,
I don't know, man.
I would say even like in the original, in the true canon, the Emperor's hand was always kind of a dodgy situation too. But I mean, they kind of walked around that with the whole quote dark Jedi.
See, I don't like the term dodgy because it implies that it's like.
No, I'm not saying that it sucked. It's just like it was a weird loophole that they kind of got through without actually going with the rule of two.
I see. Okay. Thank you for using loophole, because loophole implies that like you're not breaking the rules.
You're just finding an alternative path. Yeah.
It is the dark side is a gate. As I said, the dark side is up halfway to many things. Some consider you unnatural. Yes. Anyways, yeah, and you know what's gonna suck about the show is we will never find out why he has all this stuff. So
no, we won't.
Sith and he has all this, or if it's a treasure trove goodies that the seals will just be like, oh my god, look at that cool armor.
Yeah,
that was in King Arthur's Round Table. Knights of the Round Table, or no, you know what? That's that Witch King of Agmar. Like they don't even know that it's Starkiller's armor. Like, oh yeah, that's the thing. That's the guy that the one woman shoved the sword down his throat in the Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King.
Lordy.
Who wants a meeting? Clea clearly isn't having it and is hesitant about Luthen going. The prisoners are freaking out and want out. Is she like? Are they dating? Like, is she like Luthen's like sugar mama, or she's very protective of him?
She is pretty protective of him. I just think she's, all in too.
She girlfriend. She's got to be a girlfriend.
Either girlfriend or like he groomed her from an early age to be his assistant, and this has been the results of it. So she's just very attached to him.
Yeah, and I don't think
maybe another Andor situation like with Marva. Marva kidnapped him. And then he gets Stockholm syndrome and thinks she's her mom.
Pretty messed up when you explain it like that, though.
Well, what else is it? I mean,
no, I'm just saying. I mean,
Marva
you're not
kidnapped
wrong,
this kid off of a freaking planet, finding him smashing up a derelict ship.
Why did she take him? Why did she take Andor? Not why did she take Cass and not Deidre?
Well, that. I mean, like they kept shouting, "Republic ships are coming! Republic ships are coming!" And so they had to apparently bounce really fast.
The fact that you almost answered it and then stopped yourself when you realized that it was Deidre that I was referring to. Oh, okay. Let's see here. The prisoners are freaking out. One out again with the sign. A gas leak, maybe? No, water leak. The breakout is about to begin. Blaster fire that doesn't look like blaster fire, of course, is DSW. I lost my mind. I absolutely lost it. Like, there's no. It's not a pro. Like, are they stun guns? Are they like, air canister gun? Like, what kind of blasters are these? Because they're not blasters. It looks like literally like he pulled the trigger. The guy fills back and he like threw like chimney shoot from. Like ash from a chimney on their chest and made it look like in a circular design.
Right.
There's no this is not like, my goodness, 1977 A New Hope had better graphics from a blaster shot that like them shooting a blaster than like did you catch this? Did it irritate you? Like, I lost my mind.
No, honest, I didn't catch my eye. I
Go
think I was
back and watch it. The guys are getting shot and there's nothing on their chest. I get Disney doesn't want to show blood, right?
No,
and
or
blood
even a
from
scorch
blaster.
mark, apparently.
There's no scorch marks. No, literally, it's like if I held ash from a chimney and sneezed it on you, like I sneezed and blew it on you. That's what they look like. I'm gonna try to pull up a clip here. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyways, I was like, Avengers assemble. Guards versus prisoners. Who will win? Kino giving the orders now to turn off the base permanently. Kino struggling to find the words, finds them and delivers them. Rallies the 5K. Kino can't swim, of course. There's no land as far as the eye can see. It's a very interesting point because next episode I'm like, where did this island come from, or where did this land come from? How long have they must have been swimming for months?
Certainly quite a. I mean,
there's nothing around them. There's absolutely nothing. Where did they,
I don't see? That's the funny thing. Like, I didn't remember first seeing much land, if any land, when they were first being brought in.
There's nothing. They're looking out. There's no land as far as I can see. So they either like. Maybe they pulled an Oliver Queen and got a life raft and just floated ashore to some island, or they got picked up by a bunch of fishermen. I don't know, but there was
okay. So it did show. So okay, hang on. I don't know how much I can get away with doing this. Hang on. All right, so here's the shot. And then each one of these is a little prison colony, it seems. But there's the land. There you can see the land, but there's a great deal of distance.
Was this?
This is episode 8. Hang on. 8. That was
I
the
must
first
have
episode.
missed that.
Yeah.
Because from episode 10, when they're on the ledge, there's no land to be seen.
Like I said, I don't know how much I can get away doing this.
Oop.
But
Listen, we're not blacklisted yet.
No, not yet. Sometimes if you at least just kind of pause it off and on, it'll. So yeah, that's when they get to Narkina 5. Probably could have gone a little further in, but so yeah. So this is like their first. This is showing off the first part of the land and everything.
All right. Well, I retract my statement then.
And then see, there's the rest of it. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, they still would have been swimming for a while.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's like, okay, so how many of them actually made it?
Yeah. And let's be honest, like physically, like there's only so far you can swim before you drown.
Right.
But the Force is, oh wait, they're not female, so the Force went.
Yeah, what the hell?
So what is what's going on here?
What was their special life preservers for getting cooler around this?
Anyways, the ISB agent is a spy. That's ironic. Luthen seems to continue to play the role that he holds all the cards. ISB agent divulges that Deidre is rising and has caught Anto and what all has transpired. I was probably really tired when I wrote these notes. This is interesting. It's just the conversation. So Luthen sacrifices Keeger, which I thought was an interesting move to make. Shows his like he just doesn't care. He doesn't give a two flips of a wooden nickel about.
Doesn't give a rat's arse.
Yeah, a face-to-face meeting between Luthen and Lonnie. Luthen can't let Lonnie walk away. There's too much at stake. And I wonder if he would have walked away with Luthen, would have shot him. Probably, I would have.
Yeah, he probably would have killed him. Oh no, he was. That guy was kind of established, so I don't think he would have killed him. But I mean,
he could have killed him, made him look like Deidre can plant this, the charade that this ship blew up. Fouled the ship, as she says. Then I'm sure Luthen could figure out a way to, oh, he sneezed and fell down this shaft. That's how Palpatine died. Vader didn't push him off. He just sneezed and fell down. This was interesting. He said Luthen has had this equation in his head for 15 years.
Yeah, apparently.
So what equation is he talking about?
I have no clue.
So he says 15 years. That would be 1 year before Order 66.
It was. Remember, like even Mothma and Bale and some of these senators were looking to get Palpatine out of power a long time ago because of the whole emergency powers, and he was kind of holding on to him for a little bit longer than he possibly should have. So I could possibly, and I mean, who knows? Maybe he was part of the separatists. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think everyone wants to besmirch his name. I think he was, just trying to do what he needed to do. Anyways, and then he's like, what do you sacrifice? Well, apparently Luthen says he sacrifices everything. I said the quickest. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. I know somebody's gonna pop up and. But I said the quickest swim ever, faster than Michael Phelps. The end.
Yeah, they got out of there pretty quick. That's for damn sure.
All right, and then we go to 11, my favorite episode of all 11. This is all
the best is the best Star Wars ever.
Yeah. That's when I have a little bit more notes.
Mine are actually a little short.
Oh, are they? Do you want me to go first then?
No, I'll knock mine out real quick. Okay. So episode 11. Guys, rock climbing. Melshi, the prisoner that's hanging out with him, is not much of a climber, it seems, but Andor is keeping him going. back to Ferrix. It seems Marva is on her way out. Oh boy. Cyntha's still there on Ferrix, watching the processions going on. And then like it is, it's like again here they are like bringing in the droid that's acting like a child almost, dealing with this sort of situation. It's like, who the hell programmed this droid to be like that? That's what it boils down to, is the droid got programmed to be like this.
I forgot that droids were capable of love and feelings and emotion and just being human.
Yeah, like they're taking this to a whole extra.
Yes, R2.
Level.
Yes, there was R2. There was C-3PO. I get that part, but this droid is like.
But that's the thing. That's the thing with even like R2D2. Especially like they even made the point that part of his quirks and stuff like that came from the fact that even Luke and Anakin didn't do this, which was do periodic wipes on the droids so they would prevent behavioral problems.
Yeah.
But because they saw them as individuals and stuff like that, the C-3PO R2 didn't get these wipes, so yeah, they possibly had. Okay, so I guess. If nothing was ever done for that droid, I guess that's where that's supposed to come from. But even so, like this kind of takes it a step beyond that. Because even then, even like C-3PO and R2D2 still behave as droids, not like people.
Yeah.
And then,
this is literally the droid off KOTOR.
Right. Please kill me.
Please kill me.
Please destroy me.
It's gonna be after me after this show. Please kill me.
Please kill me. It seems now just broken out of prison. They are looking to steal a ship to get off planet one way or another. The aliens were expecting this. Again, where are the Star Wars aliens? We're getting none of them. And we're getting a weird fat looking alien that looks like a freaking like caricature of a samurai kind of thing. What the hell was that guy? Honestly. Fat, weird alien thing.
Oh, that's the guy off Jakku that gives Rey his food.
That's giving
Rey
the ration her food.
Yeah, the ration packets.
Oh God.
Literally, that just came to my mind. That's him. With the butcher's apron.
Deidre is making sure things are being watched closely on Marva's funeral, and even making sure that the Ferrix people get what they want. She thinks it will draw out Andor. Apparently, this whole event draws everyone out.
Yeah.
All because of Andor. Like, I thought it was the most hilarious thing. Like, I was like, oh, God, okay, so she's passed away. Oh, so this is the whole catalyst to bring everyone back together for this season finale to have the big blow up. Okay. And I said, how is it that all the aliens happen to speak basic? Even in the OT, aliens spoke Huttese or a language of their own. Oh, wait, one is speaking Narkinian? Whatever. The one just, the one just looks like an overly exaggerated Japanese Ronin caricature or something. Because he even had like the kind of like balding head with the top knot at the back going on. I'm like, what the freaking hell is going on here? They cut a deal and get out. Just like that. They captured him for no reason then. Because it's like, oh, we hate the Empire. Oh, okay, yeah, we hate them too. You can go.
Yeah.
All right. That was entirely pointless. Seems Vel is going straight to the Museum of Easter Eggs. Vel is trying to cut to the chase and no cloak and dagger games, but Luthen's assistant is having none of her nonsense. Vel seems to think that the Aldani mission gives her carte blanche. Seems it involves Marva's passing, and to let it pass to Cassian Andor, and Belle is going to be heading there herself. Dumbass. Seems our boy at the little drink shop is for the imps. There's a guy that's been hanging out there and kind of talking to Cynthia on occasion. So I was wondering what his deal was. I wasn't sure if he was like a Luthen spy or if he was an Imperial spy. Turns out he's an Imperial. They are again pushing more human emotions onto the droids, and B, they are treating it like a child or something losing their parent. Like I said, I forgot I put it in the notes. Bix is not having a good time still, it seems. They're trying to get a positive ID on Luthen from Bix, and she may be breaking soon. Kind of seemed like she was starting to crack a little bit at the end there. Mothma's kid is into some old traditionalist things from the home planet, and Mothma is concerned in becoming a wine mom, and Vel naturally goes against it too. And I'm guessing Vel will probably be a wine aunt as well. So yeah, I'm guessing that's gonna be their future.
Yeah.
I mean, what the? Like the whole tension between Mothma and her daughter just seems so stupid and pointless to what should be going on in this storyline. Doesn't make any sense.
Daughter hates mom. Mom doesn't know why daughter hates or why,
Yeah, and they haven't shown us any reason why she should hate her. I mean, what the?
I mean, do you blame her though?
Well, with Mothma becoming a wine mom, yeah, I don't blame her.
Yeah,
I would be kind of pissed too. Mothma is giving Vel the rundown on the whole situation about the credits and the money laundering she's been up to, and now who she is involved with. So again, this is like what Rhino's been going on about. What the hell happened to the 80 million credits that they stole? None of it made it back to Mothma. None of it.
They stole 400,000 credits, didn't they?
I thought it was
I thought it was from the whole sector that they stole. The payroll wasn't the payroll.
Yeah, the payroll. The payroll was supposed to be something big,
like 400,000, which is what she's crying about. Which I could be wrong. Maybe I did my math wrong. I'm not good at math, but I thought that the payroll that they took was 400,000, and she's talking about how she lost 400,000. So where are the credits from the payroll?
I'm trying to see if
because they talked. It was the tree hugger guy. It was like 80 million or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I had it in my notes at all of how much they were trying to steal.
I could be wrong. I think 80 million is pretty.
I mean, it's like a huge amount that would have more than easily fixed Mothma's problems.
Yeah. So where did it go?
Yeah. Apparently, Skarsgård's playing his own game here. I'm not seeing any amount necessarily. Yeah, shit. I thought I had written down how much they had stolen.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, I mean, it's a stupid amount of money that could have bailed out Mothma, but it doesn't seem to be. For some reason, Skarsgård's keeping it all.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh God, poor Karn. What's this call about now? He was like one of the people from his previous employment with that he did the whole security job with, and he's kind of informing.
Oh yeah, about the Scottish guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, and I was like, I see. So Marva's passing will be the catalyst to bring everyone to Ferrix, for this funeral to end the season with one big cluster F. So all players are informed now except Andor, but I'm sure he will be soon. Andor broken into his old place he was in, it seems, and now he's gonna get that inspiration. Here we go. Because I was like, okay, when's he gonna go through the manifesto? Which now I guess either it's not happening this season, or it's gonna happen at the end of the episode of the season finale for the series of this season, or it'll take place next season. I'm still waiting for it. I'm waiting on this. This is gonna be his thing. So yeah, he broke into the place. A bit of a meeting now between Saw and Luthen, and getting the equipment promised and making a strike, perhaps. Except Luthen saying no. Luthen lets it drop about the ISB knowing the planetary. Luthen is talking about sacrificing a pawn to him, at least, that with Krieger taken in, they have a clear playing field to do what they need to do. Send enough to make it convincing, and have the ISB take some stooges for this war. Is Karn stealing from mommy? As he was, I mean, honestly, take it all, dude. Take it all and run. Imps are investigating the areas and got Luthen in their sights. And I just laughed my shit off, man. Apparently this had some design, but good Lord, that fucking ship.
Yeah.
What I was like, what is that?
Oh,
an Arrestor cruiser. Arrestor, real subtle. Apparently Cantwell class. And hang on, let me I looked it up. This is Disney canon ships. I found it on the Wikipedia. They don't have anything for true canon, so this is on them. I don't care what anyone says. This is dopey as hell looking. What the freaking hell?
You think they get good?
Could you be any more subtle with what your intentions are with this ship? Is it supposed to be listening in on frequencies and such? You don't say.
Oh, it's a miniature.
I just laughed my.
They're miniature Death Star satellite things.
And then they're working to get Luthen, it seems. Tractor beam on. Luthen is going to have to pull out all the tricks. Wow, that's a hell of some barrage of whatever to tear up that front of the ship to destroy the tractor beam. Yeesh. Like, I don't know what the hell that was, but
did you ever watch?
He's apparently got quite.
Go ahead, sorry. Did you ever watch The Mummy Returns?
Yes.
Do you remember those little creature things that shoot like the spike things?
Oh, I think so.
That's what reminded me of what he shot out the back of his cruiser.
And then, as we saw from the, and you know, I forgot about this, that this was in the trailer, but I again was laughing my ass off with this. He has lightsaber beams on his ship.
What? And did I miss this?
You must have. Yeah. Hang on. Let me. I'll pull it up really quick. Hang on. Okay. So. You see the red beams?
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
And this was something that my brother pointed out when I showed it to him, because I was like, dude, you have to see this bullshit. Like he said, like with something so precise, he's gonna be force sensitive, right? Because he had to have at least timed it and planned it just right to shoot these beams, to take out the TIE fighters, and then quickly, turn them back off.
Dude, he's a Sith. Yeah, I told you. You think I'm crazy?
Well, I do, but
I'm
starting to maybe believe. But it's just like, boom, boom, yeah, just like that, and he's done. So yeah, yeah, it's looking a little fishy there.
See, people think I just come up with these theories because, like, I want to get people's blood going, but it's like I think he's a Sith. I think he's a Sith. How do you do that? He's like it's like Qui-Gon saying to Anakin, it's like pod racing. You must have Jedi reflexes if you race pods.
Right. It's Jesus. Anyways, and then Andor making contact with Ferrix, it seems. Someone named Xan, who keeps saying his freaking name after he gets told not to. He's then told about the bad news about Marva. Andor and his prison pal now go their separate ways after getting the bad news. And yeah, that was then the end of that freaking episode, at least. So I'm done with my notes. We're all caught up there.
Jump into mine. Yeah, mine weren't too terrible. So I got to do it on principle of the matter. Recap scene. Yes. I said, yes, we have Frodo and Samwise climbing the side of Mount Wrong Movie. We have this mountain that they're climbing that wasn't anywhere to be found from their line of sight on the prison. But then I stand corrected, because episode apparently 8, we did see that there was land, but I still will say that I did not see any land near them on episode 10, and I think I fell asleep.
I'd completely forgotten that there was land myself. Like, by the time we got to episode 9 and they were escaping, or 10 and they were escaping, whatever, I had forgotten there was land at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was kind of a refresher.
Yeah. Let's see here. I said, what legit just happened with this droid? Did this droid just have a flashback or make a drink? Are they going to take are they going to take Marva out back like a horse? Daughters of Ferrix, some secret society? ?
Yeah, they
like,
weren't too clear
Emperor's
about that.
hand, or some, whatever. Not Emperor's hand, but some secret society. Marva gone, sad day, 4B, and everybody else. Looks like some. I just immediately Tombstone came into my mind, because he's like, looks like somebody died. Nope, just putting a body in the bag and dragging it outside.
Jesus.
Meanwhile, we have Andor and one of his merry bands standing on this land that appeared out of nowhere, about to steal this quad jumper. Without hesitation and no scouting, they run for it and get Spider-Man's webbing shot at them, foiling their plans. The whole scene, like, is just stupid. It was just stupid. Like, what was shot? Like, I'm not even gonna talk about it because I'm over it. what was since you asked the question, what was legit shot out of that thing?
Out of what thing? The Luthen
when they
ship?
got like Spider-Man's webbing.
Oh, the weird detonator things. It looked like it. I mean, it was kind of weird.
Peter, I mean,
I
never watched.
I didn't want to ask any further questions.
Well, I never watched No Way Home, but maybe this is some weird crossover between Spider-Man No Way Home and Andor. I don't know.
I don't know either. It certainly, it was weird.
ISB closely monitoring the death of Marva and saying they won't allow their permits. Deidre, on the contrary, says we want a funeral. Issue the permit. So
yeah, she was certainly very adamant about making sure that they could still do their whole processions and crap. And I mean, hey, I'll give it to her. It's not the wrong idea to if you were trying to lure somebody in, let them keep doing their thing.
She clearly doesn't look. She doesn't think Marva as a mother figure like Andor does. So maybe there's mother-daughter situation between the two of them.
Some more weirdness going on, yeah.
Mother-daughter stuff. So we get a brief description of Ferrick's funeral procedure. Super neat. The two trying to negotiate with these two. I said the two trying to negotiate with these two Narkinians. Narkinians. I don't know what to call it. There's Narkina, so it would be Narkinians. I don't know. Narkinianites. What do you call them? San Diegans. What movie? San Diegoanites. What movie? If you don't get this movie, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry. What movie?
Anchorman. He's like,
it's been a long time since I've watched that movie. I'm sorry.
San Diegans.
I'm sorry for my lack of foreknowledge on that. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Yeah. So negotiating with these two Narkinians, negate whatever you call them. Think they're getting. They think they're going to get killed only to be freed, I think is what I was trying to write. What new items will we see in the Museum of Treasures? A Jedi Temple Guard mask? ? Is that what I saw?
That was in there before.
The white one?
Yeah, the Jedi Temple Guard helmet.
No, you're no fun then. Okay. Vil tells Clea Andor has never died. And she's what? Whatever. Andor never has died. Oh, Vil tells Clea that Andor's mom has died. And she's bunking off there. Okay, I was like, well, I must have had one too many Kool-Aids that night. Clea protective of Luthen, eh? Or maybe trust issues, ? What an obvious spy he is. Oh, no, I said, what an obvious spy with his unnoticeable comms. He's literally talking into a Zippo lighter, it looks like. Or a flash. One of the two.
One of the two.
B is depressed. The droid is depressed.
Yeah,
Homeboy wants.
They're really hammering in the whole human emotions in the droid.
He wants Homeboy to stay with him. Bix is still jacked. Bix is questioned about Anto Grieger. Fails to answer. Vil back at Moths. I thought she was bunking off to Ferrick's. What is with this changing nonsense? Moth divulges she's in trouble to Vil, pulling 100,000 credits a month. How much credits does this senator have? Like, you're just pulling 100,000 credits a month like it's nothing. Like, how much money does your family have? Like,
wait, who's pulling in that much credits?
So Moth, she was saying that she's pulling 100. She's like transferring 100,000 credits a month. She was transferring that each month. I'm like, how many credits does this woman have? Moth is, just exuberant, and I don't know. She must be
I don't
know. Family. Let's see here. Moth is visibly shaken. Conviction lost? ? Aldani happened. Funds frozen. Vil says nothing. Like,
yep.
One, like, it's bad that you lie to your cousin, but two, like, you're.
Well, she didn't even offer to help. She didn't even bother to help or offer to help.
Like, one, it's your cousin, and two, like, you were directly involved in it, and you're gonna be like, oh, did you know anything? Yeah, it's crazy. I heard about it. I was off in, Corellia drinking ale with my boyfriend. That's not my boyfriend. Does Luthen know? He knows all. Moth found a solution that will do wonders for her Moth has found a solution that will do wonders for her relationship with her daughter, or what remains of her relationship with her non-existent daughter. Cyril has a call in the middle of the night from an old colleague. Sarge has news on Andor and his mother's death. Signal lost. Meanwhile, back on Fort Lauderdale, Andor grabs his chest and makes like a tree and gets out of there. What's in his bed? Did you see that thing that was in his bed? Or
no, what?
It was like some like alien creature. I don't know what it was, but
that was that was in the room that he was
that like the girl
in?
that he was sleeping with? Was she really an alien?
No,
I don't know. But Luthen meeting with Saw 2.0. ISB knows Krieger's plan. Luthen plays his cards well. He's either ISB or protecting somebody from the inside, or he's Palpatine. Luthen agrees it's wiser to lose Krieger. Did Saw just let Luthen know he can hurt Luthen? Ballsy.
It's kind of a weird little exchange, but I'm like, they make Luthen certainly shine more than Saw there.
It makes Saw sound like schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Almost. Luthen plays his cards well indeed. Saw agrees to join Luthen. Let's call it war. Karn, this grown man, has to sneak out of his house.
Well, he snuck back. Yeah, that's right.
A play on words. Conversation between Luthen and Clea calms Jan by the Empire. Luthen plays his cards well, destroys the tractor beam, and he's off to destroy the TIE fighters. A one-man show and all. Oh, please. This is some Tony Stark Mark V laser stuff. Andor doesn't know about his mom. He finds out via the payphone bank. People must know about the prison and escape. Off you go, shoo, shoo, shoo. The end.
Yep. Oh, freaking hell.
No, I did remember that, but I was thinking like some Tony Stark laser stuff from like Avengers where he does a spin move and cuts everybody in half.
Right. I'd honestly forgotten they even showed that in the trailer. I had completely forgotten.
Yeah.
Then I was going through when I was going to make the thumbnail. I saw in my folder I had this saved. I was like, oh shit, that's right.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, so I did see it, and I just put it out of my brain altogether.
No. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know how they're going to wrap this all up. I swear to you, if this next episode is more than an hour, I'm not watching it. Oh, I have to. Darn it.
Yeah.
I guess we have 2 weeks so we can watch like 25 minutes one episode and 25 minutes 1 week and 25 next week. I don't want to watch this next episode, man. How are they going to bring this all together? It's literally going to be on one point. It's going to end on Ferrix.
Yep, started on Ferrix, ends on Ferrix. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know if there's like even just like a part of me that's kind of numb to it too, and like it's like how I've been getting through these last recent episodes without too much of a problem, but oh Lord, it's not good. It's not good. It hasn't been good. It's been a slow drag. We've talked about this so many times already, but I'll say it again. This could have been condensed down in episodes. They didn't need to make it 12 episodes. It's felt like just a unnecessary lengthening of this whole season. You could have trimmed a lot of the fat. Also trimmed out the stupid bit about his stupid sister, because that's clearly amounted to nothing. Unless
I'll talk about Deidre.
Unless you end up getting your way and turns out it's Deidre.
What would you do if it legit is a thing?
That is her. I don't know. I will be legitimately stunned then, because I would not have actually figured they would do something quite like that.
That's the beauty of it. Nobody thinks they're not smart enough to. They're not smart enough to, dig.
Oh Lord. So yeah, it's just, and like you pointed out, I've had to kind of just, relent that, he's not even a dollar store. He's a dime store, Kyle Katarn. They gave him the Briar pistol. They gave him the kind of shaggy look.
Mm-hmm.
And they've attempted to make him out to be this character that's interesting, but he's not. He's as dull as dishwater. But they certainly try to keep talking him up like he is. They've made the Empire look completely incompetent, completely retarded. They can't do their job to save their goddamn lives. Certainly in the eyes of the SEALs and the shills and stuff like that. I mean, certainly a Vader or Palpatine cameo would probably save the last episode. But this is a funny thing. Like, it's been reported now, these are being put on like other platforms, at least the first 2 episodes, which, good Lord, why you'd put the first 2 episodes, I don't know, because those were the worst of the bunch. On things like Hulu and other platforms besides Disney Plus now, because and they're just trying to also get more. They're trying to get more exposure to it, which they're trying. So it's not getting the reception that it's been made out to seem that it is. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
If you're porting your exclusive content onto other platforms, that means it's not getting quite the eyes on it that you hoped.
I mean, I wonder if it's on iTunes. I wonder if they've tried to.
I don't know all the platforms that they've ported it over to. I just know that they started to, or for the first 2 episodes. Oh God, it's like they've dropped so many different threads, and they just haven't been able to keep a consistent, coherent story. That this is what I've said, with what problems that there can be seen with the prequel trilogy. At least it was a consistent story that was being told by George Lucas. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew how he wanted to see it. And this is the thing with Andor. Yes, they've seemed to have done well with their effects and stuff like that. It looks pretty. It looks a little more like they did put more time and money into it than these other shows have gotten. I mean, Jesus, Book of Boba Fett looked like a freaking sitcom tier story. Nothing that was quite like this, where at least it seemed like they had legit sets made for it. But this is the thing, and this is what I've said about when it comes to like the video game industry. They can make the games look as pretty as they goddamn well please. And they've gotten very good at it. But that doesn't mean that it's been anything other than they have it looking flashy. They still need the other components to make it work and make it good. And that's where Andor still falls apart. While it still looks pretty, it doesn't have the rest of the substance to it. It doesn't have a good storyline. It has a few good actors here or there. The soundtrack is forgettable. There's nothing that stuck out to me as going, ooh, I like that track. Yeah. I mean, as much as I've not been a big fan of Rebels, there was a few tracks that stuck out to me. I was like, oh, those aren't bad.
I'm still not watching Rebels.
Don't. But this has just been one long, not long. I mean, it feels long, but it's just been a giant dumpster fire of a TV show. Like you said, it's just,
This is one dumpster that are like raccoons would stay away from. That want nothing to do. Like there's but again, like it was so interesting is like we rip on this and it's like you think that you and I we would, well, not just you and I, but like we would be used to it by now because this is like the best that they can come up with. It's one of two things. It's like they're intentionally creating really bad stuff because they just want to piss people off. They want to piss the true fans off because they know that their fans are gonna just eat whatever they want. Yeah, they can literally put diarrhea on a plate and say that it's chocolate mousse, and they're gonna eat it, right? Or they're really just incompetent and think what they're producing is good. And I tend to think that it's probably
it's the latter. They think they're putting out gold and really it's just trash.
No, they have no awareness. When you create a story, it's like, you create a story, but you also like should think about the things that you put into a story. Like you're going to have to answer questions that may arise. So like, why the heck are you going to put in a Jedi holocron, a Sith holocron, all these different
and blow them up to larger proportions than they should be?
Yeah. And blow them up. Yes. To make it obvious to the crowd. And
hey, look, he has Jedi holocron.
Any explanation as to why somebody would have a holocron. Like it's like they don't even think that somebody's going to be smart enough to ask that.
Like I said, all they needed was a little bit of dialogue to explain it all away. All she had to do is go to, because Luthen was having his little freak out moment. She could have just said, "Hey, why don't you confer with your holocron right there?" And he could have just said, "Oh, those are fake." That would have been it.
Right.
Fine. All right. Okay, they're fakes. Who cares? Move on. But no, they had to put their little Easter eggs in the background to think they were being clever when all it does is add a level of inconsistency and just more questions are raised than answered.
But that's even the most frustrating thing though about it is that like they have to you have to have some knowledge of where this stuff comes from, which means that you have either searched it on Google or some like these are
or some of the clowns at Lucasfilm,
like
of the story group are telling you,
oh yeah, that was just Starkiller's armor. We still have that as canon, but I really love Ahsoka, don't you?
To put the stuff in and not have any explanation as to why it's in there is probably the most frustrating thing because I'm gonna lose it.
Exactly. No,
I don't know what's gonna happen on Ferrix is the same thing that like how it started with like we're gonna hear this is how the episode's gonna go. We're gonna hit the banging, rhythmic banging, and we're just gonna have a repeat of Karn's gonna be there. He's gonna get employed by the Morlana one, whatever, the security force. He's gonna fight.
I think he might get picked up by the Empire. I don't know.
I was thinking that too.
Our boy might be moving. Our serial boy might be moving up. Who knows?
and his future ex-wife's gonna be his boss. She's gonna wear the pants in the relationship.
Yeah,
I thought about that. I was like, why are you why not take advantage of like whatever skills he has? So, anyways, this was gonna happen. Yeah, they're gonna go back to Ferrix. He's gonna work for I like that idea. He's gonna work for the Empire. We're gonna have a repeat of the banging, whatever, and a shootout, and then at the end of the scene, they're gonna get together, and she's gonna find Andor, and she's gonna be pissed at him because he got adopted and she didn't, and she had to find her way in the Empire, which is funny because Andor had to do the same thing, but just as a chef because he wasn't smart enough to be ISB.
Yeah.
Something like that's gonna happen.
Something like that.
Or Marva faked her death to give Andor the inspiration that he needed. I don't know. And then B.
Well, Andor still needs to get his inspiration from the little journal. I'm standing by that. He's gonna get that.
Marva faked her death, and that's how he's gonna get the inspiration. And B is actually an HK assassin droid. Just so you're aware, he's actually an HK 47 assassin.
Wow, droid. The droid is also moving up in the world. I'll be damned.
We're giving them ideas, dude. What are they?
Stop it!
What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Like, how does this episode end? Saw and Luthen fighting side by side. Deidre and her husband fighting side by side valiantly for the Empire. Andor and Bix is gonna stare at a wall. She's probably gonna go to the wall that she was handcuffed to and stare at the floor where her Scottish Tim guy died. I don't know.
I forgot about Tim.
And what about Keenan? What about Keenan? Like, where does he? Like, is he just you're just gonna leave him on the prison? He's just gonna be the good boy that just stayed. You like helped orchestrate this escape, but you're just gonna stay on the prison and just take fault for it and just never get out. Like, there's so many moving pieces to the show, and you have one episode left. So either they have to figure out how to do this 15 minutes, or it's going to be episode 12, part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you.
I hope not. Jesus Christ.
I won't. I'll quit. I'll tap.
I'm out.
I know. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you wrap it up. Don't know.
Yeah.
Andor gives his book to Mothma or Luthen, and they use that as the spark to fan the flame of the rebellion, as Poe Dameron's a stupid line he said in what is it, one of the sequels.
It'd be the spark and fan the flame of the rebellion.
Is that what he said? Oh,
I don't know. Something about spark and a flame, and
I don't know. I forgot about the Disney trilogy.
Yeah, so I don't know. So that's all I got. I think we're gonna have to probably plan on December 3rd is what I'm thinking with.
So next week we're gonna be out. No.
I won't. Yeah, I won't be.
Yeah,
able
that's
to
right.
Attend.
So I'll be trying to come up with something. Maybe my brother and I will do some more Diablo play. I don't know.
Yeah, I probably won't. I was gonna say maybe I could try to stop in, but I'm probably not gonna be able to. It's gonna
No
be
worries.
So.
Yeah, so I'll think of something for next week. So next week, Saturday night.
Yeah, we have Mr. Insect as a special guest on the show. You can do the show, and maybe I'll try to pop on and.
Well, he's made his side very clear. He's in it for the video games, but for this portion of it, he doesn't really care.
I just have 2 words for him. Do it.
Do it. But we'll think of something. We'll maybe like I said, maybe play some more Diablo, or maybe play a Dust for game. Who knows? Or I'll play something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Something will be filled in for next week until December 3rd when we'll return.
We'll keep a close eye out on Fracture's Twitter, Instagram.
Your Twitter.
Big announcement, I think, once we get some final details hashed out. Big announcement, I think, coming for finale. Super excited.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that, everyone.
Working on a few other things, but December 3rd, if all goes well, as a show you will not want to miss. So I'm always excited to do the show, but this one I think is going to be a milestone.
Hopefully
we'll see.
We'll see what happens. And that'll be episode 45 too.
Yeah. What's that?
Well, it'll be episode 45. We're getting close to that 50 mark, man.
So we've tried to do this in the past and fortunately fell through, but I think this one will work out. So we'll
I'm looking forward to it.
Keep an ear
out. Yeah, keep an ear out, folks. And then we're going into the week of Thanksgiving, so I hope everyone out there has a very fine Thanksgiving. You all get fed and stuffed on turkey. I know we managed to find a good 27-pounder.
Oh my goodness! Did you really?
Yeah, we did.
Oh wow!
So we haven't been able to quite do our usual turkey hoarding this year, but we did at least get
bird.
Yeah, we still at least got one for the big day.
Nice.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to that bad boy. And so I hope everyone else has a very nice nice Thanksgiving, very safe and happy and fun.
I was gonna say maybe I don't know if we want to try to do any streaming this week. Well, maybe not this week, but I don't know. What are you?
We'll talk about talk about that after the show. But
okay,
keep an eye out on both of our Twitters, and we'll make announcements and stuff like that for whatever's going on. My brother and I will probably. So tomorrow, are we doing Sunday night shenanigans?
It's gonna be to be determined right now.
To be determined.
I'm gonna try.
So maybe then we'll substitute the Brothers of Destruction playing Diablo 2. Yeah. We'll fill it in with that, or certainly sometime during the week. That'll be getting into. I'm trying to iron out, or at least motivate, I guess, myself to do some very early morning streams.
That's so difficult.
Yeah, because it's like I just kind of want to, because my brother and I play Red Dead early in the mornings before work, and this is kind of a nice relaxing sort of thing. But hey, who knows? Maybe people will be interested to watch us just do daily missions in Red Dead and kind of screw around every so often.
You a PS5 guy? Or you do God of War?
Hell no, I'm PC all the way.
Yeah. I hear everybody talking about God of War and everything.
Nah, God of soy. God of soy. But anyways, with that, keep an eye out, folks. December 3rd will be the next Saturday night Sith. Keep that ear to the ground, and we will see you then.
So excited to see everybody. Thanks everybody for joining Sentinel.
Sentinel, thanks for jumping in. Been a while since we saw you.
Good to see you.
And
good to hear from you.
Good night, everybody.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, Yeah, you came in there with your poses, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. That put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, said go ahead, do the thing, You won't steal my thunder, no! When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter